good, Commanders fans? Just want to recap some of the football from this weekend and just talk about the playoff picture because we're in the thick of it, guys. We're in the thick of it, and honestly, it's between us and the Eagles for the NFC East. But we have to look at it realistically too. To look at the possibility of us being a wild card, being that 7th seed right now. Right now, looking at the playoff picture, we are in the 7th seed. We're 7-4. Right behind us is the LA Rams. And also right behind us is the Seattle Seahawks and 49ers. All three of those teams that are behind us are 5-5. And I think they're all going to cancel each other out. They're just going to, be in a bloodbath because they got to play each other. The Rams, Seahawks, and Niners are all in the same division. The Cardinals are at the top of the NFC West right now, 6-4. And I do think, today's video is brought to you by BetUS. Shout out to BetUS as well. But the Seahawks beating the Niners yesterday, I think that was a big help to us for sure because the Niners, they would have been 6-4, and the Niners, I feel like, are the more talented team than the Seahawks, and they've been to the Super Bowl multiple times within the last 4 or 5 seasons. They've been to the Super Bowl twice, especially with Christian McCaffrey coming back and Kyle Shanahan being a good coach, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Bosa, who else they got on the roster? Juwan Jennings is a good receiver. They just got a really good team, and they're built for the playoffs. They made the playoffs. Their defense, obviously with the linebackers, Fred Warner, guys like that, they have a really good defense. They've been a playoff team, so that's the team I would be concerned about. If they get hot, they could get really hot, and I think the Seahawks beating them did help us out to keep the Niners at bay. But looking at the remaining schedules for those other teams too, I think they're just going to cancel each other out and beat themselves up. Like the Packers, you look at the NFC North too with the Vikings. The Lions are going to be the first seed, but you look at the Vikings who are 8-2, the Packers who are 7-3, the Bears, we ended their season, so they're basically going to be done. But between the Vikings are the 5th seed, the Packers are the 6th at 7-3. Vikings are 8-2 right now. But really, the teams behind, like I said, the Buccaneers, their season's over, in my opinion, too, with Chris Godwin going down, Mike Evans missing multiple games at this point. The only teams we really have to look behind over our back are the Rams, Seahawks, and Niners. And like I keep saying, it's gonna be a bloodbath between those teams. But I do want to address one thing because a lot of people. Oh, also, I'm all over the place. But Commanders Kings, we will be doing our first live stream on our own channel. I'm gonna put the link down below. Me, Louis T, Rico, Street Scores, and Rio Robinson. We're doing our own channel, guys, starting our own thing, Commanders King. So it should be lit. We have 1,000 subscribers already. We haven't even posted a video yet, so it's gonna be a lot of fun, lit, good amount of content, live streams, videos, all kinds of stuff. So it's just great to see YouTubers collab and create our own channel as well. So it's just awesome just seeing how Commanders content has grown over the years, where we're all collabing and creating a platform. So it's just awesome to see, stuff that hasn't been done. I'm not gonna say it hasn't been done before, but just, new things are happening within the Commanders content community. So it's just great seeing that. And it's just an honor to be involved with other great Commanders content creators for sure. So it's just awesome. So make sure you guys sub that up. It should be a lot of fun for sure. I'm excited. It's gonna be launching tomorrow, our first live stream, so make sure you guys subscribe to the channel down below for sure. Let's get started on that. Can't wait. But yes, Bo Nix. I want to address some stuff with Bo Nix because everybody is really mainly Broncos fans, and I think other teams fans that are trying to stir the pot, especially other teams from the NFC East, like the Bum Eagles. They're starting to try to get us riled up and say Bo Nix should be Rookie of the Year and all this. Now let's slow down with that, because the thing is, so Jaden started really hot. Ever since the rib injury, he hasn't been the same guy. And I'm just, it is what it is. He hasn't been the same guy. He hasn't been playing like Jaden Daniels. That skip pass to Noah Brown where he missed him over the middle, that was awful. He missed Olamide versus the Eagles. And I'll be honest, if Jaden's not playing well, he's not playing like Jaden Daniels right now. He's just not. He was at MGM the other night with Wale. I don't really care. He's 24. He's gonna have fun. I mean, it's a 10-day window until we play our next game. Since Thursday, it was like a 10-day break or whatever we have. So I expect him to go out there and have fun. as long as he's not doing anything crazy and doing shout out my guy Fred Smoot back in the day, or the Cowboys getting on the boat and doing all kinds of stuff. As long as he's not doing anything wild like that and speeding, shout out to Jamin Davis. I'm fine. He's a young guy. He should be having fun doing his thing. Win, lose, or draw, man. As long as he's doing it respectfully and not getting in trouble or whatever, I don't really give a crap. So I'm not having a problem. But let's get back to Bo Nix. So looking at some of Bo Nix's games, because Jaden started off hot. Like the Bengals game, when he went crazy on Monday Night Football, that just put him on the map. He was already on the map anyway, but that was just the I arrived. Like, this is my league. I'm taking over. I'm going to be rookie of the year type energy, type of throw to Terry McLaurin, the 4th down pass for a touchdown, or was it 3rd down, whatever. The big pass to Terry on the left sideline. Then he ran into the end zone for a touchdown. Then the week after, he follows it up, beating the Browns 42-14. Then, or was it we blew out the Cardinals? Then we blew out the Browns, where he was the main person who won those games for us. He's the main person. Let's look at Bo Nix's game log real quick before everybody wants to, go crazy and get all hyped up over Bo Nix. So let's look at Bo Nix's first couple games. Seattle, lost. 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. Pittsburgh, lost. 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. And Jaden did a fine job against the Steelers. He missed some passes. But you look at what the Steelers did to Lamar Jackson. You look at what the Steelers did to Bo Nix. 0 touchdowns, 2 picks, and they lost 13-6. They only put up 6 points. We put up 27 points against the Steelers. Tampa Bay, the Broncos beat Tampa Bay. He was 25 for 36, 216 yards. 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. The Jets, they beat the Jets 10-9, 12 for 25, 60 passing yards. When have you ever seen Jaden Daniels throw for 60 passing yards? The only time he even threw low yardage was really against the Eagles and the game that he went out against the Panthers. My quarterback is not throwing for no 60 yards in a full 60-minute game. That's not happening. Bo Nix against the Raiders, 2 touchdowns, no picks. They beat the Chargers, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. They beat the Saints 16 for 26, 164 yards. He was awful in that game on Thursday Night Football. He was terrible against Spencer Rattler. He was so bad to the point where Cortland Sutton was running wide open and their tight end was running wide open on the same side. And Bo Nix found a way to throw an incomplete pass in between 2 receivers. And it was a terrible joke that I saw on Twitter that somebody was like, he was throwing the ball to Demaryius Thomas. Rest in peace. He basically was throwing the ball to a ghost. That's how inaccurate Bo Nix was. Now, Bo Nix has woken up over the last 4 games. Carolina, who's awful, he beat them 28-14. And this is why I'm so upset that Jaden got hurt in that Carolina game. Because if he would have played in that Panthers game, he would have had 5 total touchdowns. He would have threw for 3 touchdowns and would have ran for 2 touchdowns. And he probably would have sat in the 4th quarter. Bo Nix had a good game against Carolina, 3 touchdowns, no picks. They lost to the Ravens 41-10. What did Jaden do against the Ravens? He carried us in that game. The defense was awful. Ben St. Juste couldn't check Zay Flowers. We couldn't stop Derrick Henry. We couldn't run the football. But guess what? 4th and goal, you know what my quarterback did? Threw a dot and a laser to Terry McLaurin in the corner end zone. Do not compare Bo Nix to my quarterback. Do not compare Bo Nix to my quarterback. Y'all, people starting to get me riled up. Chiefs, they lost to the Chiefs 16-14, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. He had a good game. Bo Nix had a good game in that game. And they blew out the Falcons, who are a decent team. They didn't have Darnell Mooney. They beat him 38-6. He had 4 touchdowns, no picks, threw for 307 yards. So that was Bo Nix's best game of the whole season. But if you look at the first 3-4 games, he was awful. He was terrible. Arguing with Sean Payton on the sideline, pouting and whatnot. He was awful. And Jaden Daniels started off hot. The Hail Mary, the pass against the Bengals, sitting in the 4th quarter against the Browns because Houdini went to the outside, threw a deep pass to Terry, threw another deep pass to Terry again. 4th and 3, making JOK looking like he ran a 40-yard dash when we know JOK is super fast. JOK could not catch Jaden Daniels. We are 11 for 12 on 4th downs because of Jaden Daniels. We are 7-4 because of Jaden Daniels. Bo Nix is 6-5, and he's just starting to get hot. So Jaden Daniels has him record-wise. He has him quarterback-rating-wise. He has him QBR rating-wise. He has him rushing yards rating rise. So pump the brakes on the Bo Nix talk. Pump the brakes on the Bo. All right, let's get back to sound like Dr. Umar. Let's stay focused. What was my final thing? Oh, it's Dallas week, guys. Just looking ahead to Dallas, they're so awful. I mean, we'll see how they play tonight, though, because Micah Parsons is back. He was back last game. It didn't really make a difference. I mean, he got a couple sacks, but they still got blown out by the Eagles. Rush yards allowed per game, the Cowboys are 24th. Rushing touchdowns allowed, they're 29th in the league. Yards per carry allowed, they're 23rd. EPA per carry, they're ranked dead last in the NFL, giving up rush yards. Stuff rate, they're ranked dead last with 10.2%. Yards before contact, they're 18th. Yards after contact allowed, they're 27th. In rushing defense, inside runs allowed, they're 32nd with 29.8 success rate with inside runs. So their run defense is terrible. And then we know Cooper Rush is a backup. Trey Lance is a backup. Both those guys are going to play when we play them. So be ready for that. Micah Parsons is really good, but, he can't save everything. He can't save everything. There's still a bad run defense with him in there. They got ran all over against the Eagles as well. And they got thrown on too. So we just got to take care of business against Dallas. It is Dallas week. I know people say it's not a rivalry anymore, but it is Dallas week. So we got to get prepared for it. We cannot let them come in our house and take our cookies. And we got to treat it like it is a rivalry. We got to treat it as like a rivalry. Get hyped and get up for this game. Jayden Daniels take care of business and send the Dallas Cowboys home after we beat them by 20 points. So it is Dallas week. Embrace it. Let's have fun. And we are 10-point favorites, which is different. We haven't been a 10-point favorite against Dallas. I think it was 2007 when it was Todd Collins and Clinton Portis, Chris Cooley. I think it was the year, I think it was either 2005 or 2007, the year that we make the playoffs. That was the last time we were big-time favorites over the Cowboys. So it is Dallas week. Treat it accordingly, and let's take care of business and run the football in this game. B-Rob, we need Jayden to be a runner in this game too, because they weren't able to stop Jalen Hurts as a runner. I think we need Jayden to be a runner in this game too. We see Micah Parsons fawn over Jayden Daniels, him and Trayvon Diggs loving Jayden Daniels in the podcast. They rated him as a top 5 quarterback in the league, which I agree with. And they also raved over Dan Quinn. They love Dan Quinn with a passion. They'd rather have Dan Quinn than Mike Zimmer. We've seen CeeDee Lamb pout on the sidelines. We've seen Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones go off in interviews this year. They are a broken team. They are done. Don't give them any life at all. Put our foot on their necks and finish off their season and keep it going. Now, they do play tonight against the Texans, which I have them losing by at least 5. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than what people think. I think they're going to play with energy and whatnot, but they're going to lose to the Texans. So that's all I got for today, guys. Just looking at the playoff picture and some of the teams that we do have to worry about. Like I said, the Rams, they play against the Eagles. That's a loss for them. They play against the Saints. They'll probably win that. They play against the Buffalo Bills, which is probably a loss. And then the Seahawks play at Green Bay, which is a loss, and they play at Buffalo, which is a loss to me. So you look at the next 2 games for the teams that are behind us, and the Seahawks, they play the Cardinals and the Jets. So those are 2 winnable games for them. But the Cardinals are at the top of the NFC West. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's all I got. I mean, the Niners play Green Bay at Green Bay, so that's a loss in my opinion. And they play at Buffalo. So the Niners could be on a 2-game skid. They could be on a 3-game losing streak after the next 2 weeks. So, but all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. As always, shout out to BetUS, Hail to Commanders. Peace.